Thailand headlines will quickly make you realize it's not just all white sand beaches and massage girls calling you handsome. In today's video, growing turmoil with one of Thailand's neighbors has officials and locals taking notice. Fake doctors in Bangkok finally stopped after a decade of quote-unquote practicing. Some of Thailand's wildlife gets a much-needed break, and yet another Pattaya tourist learns a lesson the hard way that Thailand isn't some free-for-all playground. Strap in, grab your popcorn, and let's point and laugh at some more dum-dums. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Per usual, we've got some wild stories coming out of Thailand this week, so I'll be sure to share those with you in this video. There is a situation you should be keeping an eye on if you're planning a trip to Southeast Asia soon, and we learn once again exactly what not to do on your trip to Thailand, so let's hop into it. Our first story coming to us from the Thai Examiner. As you can probably tell, I know you are very observant. This is not happening in Thailand, so not to worry, but I know a lot of people that do travel to Thailand. A lot of you probably also want to go to Indonesia, Bali. This is something that has been developing over the past 2 weeks. It's a very big deal. 100% something you should be keeping an eye on if you are planning a trip. Coming to us from the Thai Examiner, Thais in Indonesia warn to avoid conflict zones as riots erupt over huge salary hikes for lawmakers. So what is exactly going on is anti-government riots have erupted all across Indonesia over a very questionable 50 million rupiah housing credit, almost $3,000 US, that has been given to a lot of government officials in Indonesia. That is nearly 10 times Jakarta's minimum wage. During some of these protests, a ride-sharing driver was killed after being rammed by a police vehicle, igniting solidarity strikes nationwide. And the situation with the housing credit, plus what seems to be this innocent bystander being killed by anti-riot police, has really kicked things up a gear. The Thai embassy in Jakarta issued urgent safety warnings advising Thai nationals to avoid protest areas, especially in Jakarta, Surabaya, Bandung, Surakarta, and Medan, and to monitor local security updates closely. Now, granted, these protests aren't really aimed at foreigners or anything like that, but just like we saw with that rideshare driver, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, bad things can happen. Now, this next story coming to us from the Bangkok Post is a wild one. Fake doctor with a long rap sheet arrested at Bangkok clinic. Staff called the 74-year-old professor even though they had some suspicions. Bangkok police have arrested a 74-year-old man who had been masquerading as a licensed doctor for years, using forged documents to secure part-time work at medical clinics in several provinces. The suspect, identified as Boon Mak, was apprehended on Thursday at a clinic in the Lat Phrao area by officers from Metropolitan Police Division 3. He was working there under the name Dr. Manid, using falsified identification cards and medical license to treat patients under the National Health Security Office scheme. Police launched an undercover investigation after receiving complaints about the doctor from people who questioned his qualifications and some of his practices. A detective with a medical degree from Beijing Medical University, currently awaiting his Thai medical license, infiltrated online groups where part-time doctors are recruited. The operation confirmed suspicions that Boon Mak had been posing as a qualified practitioner.
You're pregnant, and so are you.
If you are in Thailand, there is access to high quality healthcare everywhere, but just like with anything else that's this serious, if you're looking for a lawyer, a doctor, anything along those lines, I would recommend that you just go to somewhere you're fairly confident that everybody there is legitimate. Maybe just going to the random guy on the street corner in the tiny little office is not a very good idea.
Shut it down! Everyone shut it down!
I have heard your cries. Contrary to maybe a lot of other YouTubers, I read every single comment, but I have heard you guys in the comments that are starting to feel like these videos are kind of just doom and gloom. The unfortunate reality with news outlets today, not just in Thailand, but pretty much everywhere around the world, is they lean on negativity. But I do always make an attempt to find some positive stories, and luckily this week we were able to do that. Coming to us from the Tiger, whales and dolphins win protection in Thai seas crackdown. The cabinet has approved the addition of 3 marine mammals to Thailand's list of protected wildlife species, aiming to strengthen efforts to safeguard ocean biodiversity. A draft endorsed on Thursday, September 4th, designates humpback whales, bride's whales, and Risso's dolphins as protected animals under the Wildlife Preservation and Protection Act of 2019. This means hunting, trading, importing, or exporting the species is prohibited without any special authorization, limited strictly to zoological purposes. Possession inspection will also require a license. This is great news for some more of Thailand's wildlife. An unfortunate reality of Thailand is the ocean tends to be quite a bit overfished. Over the past 10 years or so, there has been a lot of effort to change that. However, sea turtles are protected, and I know there's quite a few more, especially when it comes to the land animals. So this is great news. Another unfortunate reality is if you do come to Thailand, if you're an animal lover, you go out, sometimes you're gonna see some things that might not make you feel very good, you might not necessarily agree with, but that's just kind of the landscape right now. But it is good to know that there are some people out there pushing for new regulations to make sure that Thailand's amazing wildlife continues to be protected and that you and I can experience it.
To give me some fin. Noggin. Dude.
And yet again, with our next story, it's starting to seem and feel a bit like Groundhog Day. We do see these stories quite a bit, but for some reason, it just keeps on happening. I'm not sure why these people think these are things they can continue to get away with, but I always love a little social justice. I love it when people get what they have coming to them, and that is definitely what happened with this next story coming to us from the Tiger. Pattaya tourist beaten after alleged cop in a field sparks a street fight. Viral clips shows clash in city's bustling nightlife zone.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
A foreign man kind of got what was coming to him on Pattaya's walking street after allegedly copping a feel on a woman. The clash erupted on video, shared widely online. A 15-second clip of the altercation posted on Facebook on September 3rd has already racked up more than 150,000 views and sparked fierce debate online. The footage shows a foreign man being hit by a group in the middle of the crowded entertainment strip. Reporters later visited the scene and spoke to a witness who described what led up to the violence. According to her account, she was sitting with friends outside a BB gun shop when three foreigners, two men and a woman, walked past. One of the men allegedly tried to grab the woman who was chatting with her boyfriend. The boyfriend intervened, but the foreigner reportedly continued before prompting a heated confrontation. The clash quickly escalated into a physical fight with blows exchanged as seen in the viral video.
Oh, geez, that's terrible.
Honestly, I'm not surprised by this at all, especially in Pattaya. I've seen it quite a few times that usually a specific group of foreigners that travel here, they tend to get real handsy. Granted, I've never seen any full-blown cop in a field or anything like that, but I have seen multiple times these dudes will walk up to random girls, get super handsy. I don't think you should be touching a stranger regardless of what your intentions are, but especially in a situation like this. I'm happy to hear the boyfriend was there and he stood up for his girlfriend. I do not feel bad for people that kind of get what they have coming to them. Things have kind of changed with the internet. A lot of people can say and do things without any real repercussions, so I'm happy to see and hear that when people go out and try to do this to others in public, that people don't put up with it. And luckily with the viewership on this channel, I'm sure none of you are stupid enough to do that anyway. But as always, I want to hear from you guys. If you spent time in Thailand and you've seen this happen, do you feel like it's getting better? Do you feel like it's getting worse? Personally, I feel like it's happening more and more. When I first got here, I didn't see it too often, but seems like in the past year or two, it's becoming more and more common. I'm really happy to read this week that we have some positivity coming to us from news headlines. There is also some other very serious things going on in Thailand right now in regards to the political realm. I didn't really want to include that in this video because it is a lot more in depth. If that's something you would like to keep updated on, you know what to do. Make sure you go down and subscribe so you can be updated when we upload that video. I hope you have a wonderful day, but you know the deal at this point. Video's done. We're done. I'll see you later. Doors that way.